Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the tech tree for Season 34. And I think we've kind of somewhat ironed out our day one path here. So, obviously, this is going to be kind of just theory crafting and just taking a look at things and thinking what's going to work. At this point, a lot of the good players in the community and you guys in the comments have chimed in on what you think we're going to do. So, we're going to kind of go over some different options and just see what makes the most sense. Guys, you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are going live right here Monday, 4 a.m. Eastern time. So as soon as the season launches, so make sure that you do not miss out because that's going to be the best way. That's the best thing. You know, we can look at the tech tree and come up with ideas and decisions all day long till we're blue in the face, but we're not going to know what's good until we actually know that it's good for sure. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you do not want to miss out on any of that stuff. Also appreciate it if you guys are going to use the code CHICKEN for picking up instant training or anything else like that for the season. So let's get into it, guys. So obviously this season, as everybody knows by now, we have Warriors. Now I think going to Smoke and Zukas after that, I think that's a pretty big mistake. It depends on your tech, right? Like if you don't have a lot of tech, maybe getting Zukas would be okay. I think it's a mistake for basically everyone. I don't think getting Zukas is going to be a good idea. So instead, I think what everyone is going to do, we're going to go mines because we need mines to stop the Warriors. We already have the Warriors. We're going to max them out. They're going to be pretty cheap, as you can see here. 57, 123, you know, it's like 400,000 tokens to upgrade them. So what I'm thinking is going to be the meta is Warriors and Bombardiers. We'll see. You know, maybe that's going to change. But the only thing that we have really to stop the Warriors is mines right off the bat. Now, once we go to 3, everybody's going to have flamethrowers, but we also have shocks. So let's slow it back down. Here's what I think is going to be key. So we get Warriors, we get troop damage, we come through here, grab this multi-node. Sniper, I mean, we'll probably get, what do we have? We'll probably get the cannons, I guess, or maybe the mortars, we'll see. But and then as we go up to 3 ERs, we have our first troop damage, which is going to be huge for the Warriors. And then as we go forward, here's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking we're going to go flamethrowers, boom mines, bombers, multi-node. There's really no way around. There is no way around the tanks. So I mean, we have to get tanks. But what I want to do is I want to rush to this building health. I think that's going to be our first push point. If we can get to building health day one, especially really quickly before everybody else can, I think that's going to be nice. You know, Warriors and tanks could be a thing too. I mean, you guys are going to laugh, but say if we can rush, I don't know. I don't know exactly how it would work. If we can rush 2 ERs and then tank 1 maybe. Actually, tanks are so slow. I don't know if that would work, but I mean, we get heavies too. They're right there. They're 28 keys. They're not super expensive. Then we have another possible flamethrowers, cannons, and boom mines. These are actually all great multi-node options, which is going to be interesting. But, you know, I said in the sneak peek yesterday, maybe getting brick is a good idea. I don't know if that's the case. 42, 26. That's a lot of keys to get brick. That's, what, 48 keys? Something like that. Sorry, 68 keys, something like that. Math might be off on that, but either way, yeah, it's very expensive. And then we can also get Kavon. We have all the heroes early on, but honestly, I think for me, I think I'm just gonna go no hero at the start. I want to get that building health. You know, I think that's gonna be the first thing that really comes into play. Barrage is gonna be nice, but Barrage is going up against that building health right away too. So I mean, Barrage is great at like rank 4 against no building health because you can take out an engine room and. I think you can take him out 2 barrage. I think it takes 3 once it has that first building health. So we'll see. Machine guns are super late this season. So do we always get 4 of them? Is that always true with the? I don't think that changed. Oh, you get 4 of them at level 1. We're just so used to starting with them, I guess, right? It looks weird to see that ×4 option, but yeah, so no machine guns at the start means Warriors are going to have an easier time of getting through the base. Because if we go back here for a second, I mean, what is really stopping them? We have cannons and sniper towers at the start. Then we have mortars. Mortars aren't going to do anything against Warriors. You know, they can literally just run fast underneath them, and it's not a problem. So we have mines. We have mines until when? We have mines and flamethrowers. That's literally it. That's the only thing that can stop them. So, I mean, if you can be good with your Warriors and delay drop them a little bit, or get creative and use your tanks on like two engine, like 2 tanks and then 6 warriors, maybe delay drop them a little bit, something like that. It's going to be a very interesting start. I'm very excited to see how the start of the season is going to go because I think there's a lot of options, and I think it's going to take a lot of skill to be really good with warriors. So that's always a good thing. Yeah, rockets. I don't know. I would sit back on the rockets. I think there's more important things to unlock. It's going to be like rockets are in the position where they're at kind of every season, where they're going to be nice to have, but I think there's better stuff to invest in right away. I would not bypass troop damage, machine guns, and riflemen for the sake of getting rocket launchers. Now that we look at riflemen, this might actually be a better option than heavies. If we go back here, we have the bombardiers. So I mean, we could do a rifle bomber split attack, especially once we get to 4ER and we have we're going against the building health. The warriors might be tough to use by then. So, I don't know. I mean, unless you're tech riding super hard, I think everyone's going to have to max out the warriors just to compete and survive at first. But I think they're going to actually die off pretty quickly once we get to riflemen, because the riflemen are just going to be able to open up the base, open up those mines, do a lot of damage, and then we can have the bombardiers coming in the back and just picking off everything. So, rifle bomber is always very strong, especially with Kavan if we were able to get him unlocked early too. Like I said, there's a lot of different options here, so a lot of different ways we could go. Let's take a look a little bit further out here. We have our first prototype, a Doom Cannon 1, Shock Blaster 1, Hot Pot 1. All of them are kind of weak. Shock Blaster might be okay, I guess. It depends. It's too hard to say. It's probably going to be Shock Blaster, Doom Cannon. Hot Pot might come into play too. Those could all be viable. But we do have our first troop damage over here. That's going to be key. I think that's actually a really important stat node. So I think getting to 4ER with the building health, I think you're going to need the troop damage and possibly the rifleman to really get some benefit out of that. Because if we go back and look, the last few seasons that we unlocked 4ERs early, it didn't help at all. It actually kind of hurt a little bit going against those maxed out 3-engine bases and things like that. So I think it's definitely important to take advantage of those stat nodes as they come up. And then as we go forward, there's a lot of good stuff between 4 and 5. Basically, everything is good, except I think everyone's going to skip rocket choppers this season because we have boom cannons early, and all the multi-nodes later on, they're all multiple boom cannons. So boom cannons typically always shut down rocket choppers. And if we look back here, actually, this multi-node 2 is 2 cannons, and this one is 2 cannons. So, I mean, if you want to go rocket choppers, God bless you. I don't think it's in my cards this season. Too hard to use. It's too hard to use, and it's like it requires so much stuff. Like, you're gonna need shocks, you're gonna need GB, you're gonna need perfect timing. You might even need critters as well to really get the most of them. So I'm not saying that they won't work or they'll be bad, but it's gonna take a lot to make them work, and you're gonna have to be really good with them. So not something we want to recommend. And you see right over here, we got 2 boom cannons. So I mean, so much single target damage. And we also have our first DVD right here. And we have shock launchers. All this is before 5ER, believe it or not. So I think going from 5 to 6 is where things are going to get a little bit grindy, a little bit stale. But if you look at the 5ER deck, I think that one is where it really opens up a little bit. So, just going to 5ERs might be a nice push point in and of itself. We have our level 2 prototypes here. So it's going to be down to either the Simon or the Grappler. I think they'll both be pretty solid choices for, slowing down Bombardiers, slowing down Riflemen. And finally, we have our first Shock Mines over here. Shock Mines are well before Seekers this season. So I don't think it's going to be Seeker season because we have early building health, early Shock Mines, early Shock Launchers. Obviously, they're still going to come to play in one way or another, but I don't think it's going to be a Seeker dominant season like it kind of was last season. Seekers were pretty decent last season. So, again, depends on your skill level with them. Late artillery means the artillery and barrage meta is not going to be a thing. I do like how they have artillery on a required node because that's something that's going to help you out, and you don't necessarily need to max it to get some benefit from it. So, I mean, it's hard to say where to go from there. But I think, guys, the biggest thing is just get to that building health right away. I think that's going to be key. And the heavies are the big question mark for me. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be good, if they're going to be bad, if it's going to be, a good use of keys or not. Obviously, we're going to need them at some point during the season. The good thing about where they're at is we don't have to go out of our way to get them. They're right there on the path. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be really interesting. So I want to know what you guys are thinking. What are you leaning towards? Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree? Let me know down below in the comments what your plan is. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch you next one, guys. Checking out. Back.